Okay, so welcome everybody to Suson Essential Self-Care. And today I am honored to have my friend and mentor, Sam Morris, who is a licensed ecclesiastical holistic practitioner. Sam has a bachelor's in theology as well as a doctorate in divinity. He has pastored the same church for 29 years and has been used to plant more than 40 churches worldwide, which is phenomenal to me. He is also licensed as a lymphatic therapist, light therapist, an advanced biostructural correction practitioner. He is certified in computer electrodermal stress analysis and colon hydrotherapist and the Mace energy method. And Sam has been married to his delightful wife, Toria, for 44 years, has 2 children, 4 grandchildren, and 1 great grandchild. Today, we're going to talk about the Mace energy method. And it is a revolutionary approach designed to permanently eliminate negative feelings, negative thoughts and emotions, which arise from, of course, these unfavorable events that we are exposed to typically when we are kids, right? And so those are the accolades. But I first met Sam at a conference in Georgia, and he's an amazing soul. And so because of who he is, I invited him to self-care so he could share his wisdom with you. And without further ado, let me bring him on. Thank you. Hi.
Hey, Jodi.
How are you?
I'm quite well. I loved you bringing up that conference we were in because I remember I was speaking and I looked around. I'd never seen you before. And there you were, like first row, I think, just giving all this feedback. And I thought, well, who is this person, And so we met and then here we are. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mean, so look, what you do is quite amazing. Frequency, energy is my first language. And so I recognized your frequency, your energy, even though I didn't know who you were yet. I knew you were, one of his, right? Meaning Christ's. So that was a beautiful, divine intervention, right? For God to bring us all together. Tell me, what brought you to learn about the Mace energy method, which is quite phenomenal. What propelled you to do that?
Well, there's a little bit of a backstory. I've been, like you read, I've been a pastor for 29 years. That means, I've been doing Christian counseling, things like that for over 30 years. I've done cognitive behavioral therapy. I've done emotion code, tapping, EFT. I know about EMDR. I know about Reiki. I've even been trained in Reiki. I don't personally do that, but I was trained in it. All of these had wonderful effects for managing emotions, no doubt. And some of them, like cognitive behavioral therapy, can actually rewire your brain. Yeah. And boy, to get that dopamine response based on your actions. However, that one in particular, you really have to stick by that. It is a daily management. And I found that all the other things that I was doing were very good at managing. It was good at calming for the moment. Well, so is drinking a lot of beer or
right.
I'm not putting these down. I love these. They've all helped me. But the one thing that really got me down in all of the counseling and helping people, and my favorite thing to do was work with teenagers. I was allowed to work in such a capacity that I've helped hundreds and hundreds of teenagers with their families. Mm-hmm. But all this, one thing that kept weighing on me was having to hear the problems.
Right? Because you're an empathic person, right? So, yeah.
Yes, and you cannot believe what human beings can do to each other. I'm not going to name any of this.
Well, I'm just going to say I spoke at church Sunday, and I had to tell them what human beings do to each other. So, and I typically don't talk about that, right? But my pastor really wanted me to share where I came from, and so no, I know what human beings do to each other. It's not a good thing. And I was one of those people, by the way. So yeah.
Yeah. And we all have these traumas and everything from the past. And you find that people that get into things like working with teens and trauma counseling and stuff, usually they've had their own that's pretty heavy. Yeah. And it works almost as a release for them, I found. At least I'm speaking for myself. So I really enjoy working with people. I want to connect with them on an energetic level and have trust and compassion and all these things together. But man, when you have to hear some of these things, it really disrupts your vibe, and you start, or my case, I'm not preaching anybody here, but in my situation, I ended up absorbing those things constantly because I care about these people. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, I don't know what I'm going to do. In my practice, I know that emotions are number one. Mm-hmm. Your spirit is number one. All the illness you have, unless somebody dumps a bunch of mercury on you or something like that, or you're just eating a bunch of garbage, practically every illness, every sickness starts with a low vibration in your emotions. Mm-hmm. And it impinges on the body, drags you down. And every time you fall into certain ways, they get stronger. And the next thing you know, who am I? Where am I? What am I doing here? And I'm going to tell you, I got really, really tired of hearing the issues. As much as if you and I talked right now and I said, well, what's going on? I'd listen to you, and we do feedback. That's different. But when you're counseling people every day and that's all you hear is all this stuff that comes in, it gets you. It'll interrupt your sleep, or at least it did for me.
Well, and so so this is also very commonplace for chiropractors, massage therapists, and unless during training you're taught how to protect your energetic field, right? Or your energy, doesn't matter. I mean, there's a lot of different names for it, but in how to protect how you feel, right?
Right.
If you're not taught that, you could end up with those issues. Would you agree?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And I mean, almost in a way where you just don't know what's going on. You're in a conundrum. Mm-hmm. Because when I do treatments on people, like today, I had a dear lady. I did assisted lymphatic therapy on her. And then we turned around and we finished her Mace session. We did a follow-up, which we're going to talk about today. And then I did one of my ABC structural corrections on her. When I am touching someone or when I am engaged with someone, my intention is to be 100% present. Mm-hmm. I want to give all that I have, my energy, love, compassion, to the touch. And if I can't do that, then I'm not the healer that I purport to be.
Right.
I mean, I've got good supplements I use. I understand diet, change of life, all these things. But I deal with connections. And it's hard to do when you let yourself get bogged down from having to hear stuff. Well, then I learned, quit feeling sorry for yourself, Sam. These people are having to regurgitate once again what has happened to them. And
right.
Go ahead. I see your best.
I mean, so, you and I have seen you professionally and you're my friend, but I've also seen you professionally last year. You did a fantastic job. And one of the things that both you and I do the same exact is we don't make people repeat the trauma. We don't make them relive the trauma. And you do it through the Mace method. I just do it through a different method using some precision sound frequency and other modalities. But I personally feel, and I think you do too, which is what you're saying, and I apparently forgot to put this on Do Not Disturb, but that give me 1 second here. So that I think it's harmful not only for us to receive this all day long, but it's harmful for them because it gets deeper into the cells, right? And it becomes a deeper cellular memory in the cells and the neural network of the brain. And so then, like, you know, you have more to dig out of.
Right. And that makes a deeper, what we call trapped emotion or impingement, mostly affecting the nervous system. And then everything has a vibration and a resonance. But the problem is with trapped emotions, as the emotion code would call it, or impingements, as Mace would call it. The problem is it starts in the nervous system. And it's not a resonance, it's a dissonance. So what happens is, like, if you listen to a nice choir, you know, we all seen Andy Griffith, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're singing, the little church choir singing, and all of a sudden here's Barney's turn to sing, and just everybody's like, right? Shut up, stop. And so you go from this pitch, and forgive me, I don't have the exact number, but I think the human pitch vibration overall is 62 megahertz. I think that's what it will, you know, sometimes you lose more than you remember.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's a nice,
get the point. Yeah.
It's a nice pitch, you know, like hearing a choir or a tenor singer, you know, and it's up there and it holds nice. And then when a trapped emotion comes in to play, it gets cellular because of the dissonance.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's almost the same way homeopathics work, but I don't want to go down that road. But it comes in, and have you ever seen when you put what are those things called? They tick-tock and you play the piano, they keep rhythm.
Yeah, I know, it's like a meter, right?
Yeah, a metronome.
Yes, thank you.
If you take, and you can see this on YouTube, you can take like 30 metronomes, put them in a room, and then get them all started at different times, different paces. They will all come together and resonate. Okay.
Because go ahead. I'll let you tell this.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the lower, heavier beats always vibrate harder than the higher tempo or the higher beat. Right. So ultimately, nothing is ever going to get pulled up. It's all going to get pulled down, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
So that's when it starts getting cellular, because the organ that is right there in that nervous system area, like we all know, if you've got gut issues, emotions trapped in the gut, that's old family stuff. We know that. Well, the more that gets going, the more that the organs there and the system feels that dissonance, and it causes its own vibration to come down. Then your next logical thing is you're acidic and you're going to get sick.
Right.
That's
and
it.
So when someone says, you know, only high vibes in the house, right? We're serious. You may think we're joking. We're not.
The way you just changed character there, you need to go out to LA or something. That was pretty good. That was nice.
I do have my youngest brother. You may not know this, but he was the official photographer for 9/11. Prior to that, he was a photographer for the Stars. And when he came to Barrington High School to bring his museum, it's a 9/11 museum, to our high school, and it was recreated at the high school, I had the opportunity to listen to his voice as he did all the descriptions for all the images that he took. He's a channel, and you can hear who he's channeling because it was a different voice all the time. So I think it's a Suson thing, whether we know it or not. Like we kind of tap in to whatever it is that we're tapping into. But he was also I don't know if he does this anymore, but he was an actor at one time. So, and he looks, when he was younger, he looked like Gary Gere or Richard Gere.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he was a handsome little fellow.
Just terribly ugly fellow, I guess you're saying.
Not at all. He's gorgeous. Yeah, right.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm teasing you.
A handsome man. So yeah, but high vibe. I mean, because you have to be high vibe. And a lot of times, if I'm not feeling high vibe, I have asked God to, upregulate my vibration and hold it for me until I can do it for myself. Right. I give it to God to carry for me. If I'm having a bad moment, and we've all had bad moments. Right. So, yeah. So anyways, so so I think so please carry on. Cause we kind of got,
what I was alluding to that caused the Mace energy method to appeal to me was the non-disclosure.
Yes.
What? How are we going to help somebody if we don't know what happened and we don't relive it and we don't get into guided imagery about it and all this? How are we going to know this? And so it appealed to me, and I contacted the Causism Institute. That's I'll talk about causism first here in a second. But and I said, what does it take to do this? And they ran sessions on me. And I want to tell you, outside of my relationship with Jesus Christ, which started in 1991, this is the most fantastic thing that's ever happened to me.
Wow.
I was such a procrastinator. I'm not anymore. I don't wait till last minute anymore. It's cost me too much and so on. And I needed to change that in my life. I didn't even realize it. I thought I'm just me, the eternal procrastinator.
The program you were running. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What did I call myself at the high school? We had our 40th reunion in 2022, and we all had to get up and tell what we've been doing and stuff. And I got up, and this got a real big laugh because people knew me in high school.
Right.
So I said, Sam Morris, the quintessential underachiever, right? And man, they just fell out laughing because they always said, you never live up to your potential. And I've got to tell you, since I've been through the Mace energy method, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how it works, I am free of all of those things that were causing me to value myself, to think that I was inadequate, not good enough, even though we have great results in our practice. I could not get over it. I'm not good enough. When you called me and said, hey, teach me to use this vital thing. And I thought, there's probably better people, that could teach this to you. That's the first thing I would go to.
Right. And so Sam, and it's interesting because this is what we spoke about in church too. Right. So, we are programmed from childhood to dismiss ourselves. And we get that programming because we've watched either our siblings, our parents, our grandparents, or we go to the doctor who dismisses everything we say and say to them. So they're dismissing us. We live in this dismissive society. And for me, that was the hardest thing to let go of. And, I spent a lot of time in prayer and using sound frequency for me, and another process that I use. It's called the All Clear Protocol, to release the concept and thought form that I wasn't good enough, number one, and number two, that it's okay to be dismissed. And then I started getting tested, because the universe will test us, right? And some people came into my environment, and as I was speaking, I noticed that they were dismissing completely what it was that I was saying. And so I stopped it right there. Here's the thing. We have to be okay with saying no to people who want to dismiss who we are and how we present and what we do, right? And people do that in all different sorts of ways, right? They change the subject matter. They're uncomfortable. They start talking about, I have one person, he was so uncomfortable about what we were talking about. He started talking about something in Africa and something about love. And I'm like, these are great topics, but not the one that we're talking about.
Yep.
And so the thing is, my wish for humanity, in part, right, is that they have the discernment to pick up when someone's doing that, like, and then just stop it in its tracks and stop receiving it. Right. But you also give them so talk about how one, I'd like to know how you did it for yourself. Right. And then two, how you help others do it.
Okay. The Mace energy method is more of a practicum. It's a practical way to work out what we call causism.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not my book. I'm not trying to promote it. But at the same time,
you're allowed to promote a book if you have one. So there you go.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm tapped into the Susan thing here. All right. So this is by John Mace, who was a boat captain.
Okay.
He was not a psychologist or anything. And he gives you the experience that he had in his life that developed what we call causism, which simply means it's two Anglo-Saxon words put together to mean like cause. What is the initiation of something, and then ism, knowledge of something. So the doctrine of causism. Okay, and the doctrine of causism uses the two laws of survival. Okay, very, very important to know. Number one, no individual will ever knowingly instigate anything which they know to be non-survival for them. Think about it.
Yeah.
In other words, like, here's some boiling water, stick your face in it. You're not going to do that. Right. And then people, they talk, well, what about suicide? I don't really want to bring that up here because it's a little different deal. But at the same time, these people do, and he addresses it in here, they do feel that somehow they're going to come out better on the other side. And every one of them that have attempted it and lived through it, every one of them that they have record of has all said, the second I took the step, I knew better. I did not want to do this. Whether they were jumping off of something or taking pills or whatever. So the first law of survival is you will never knowingly work against your own survival. Okay. The second doctrine of causism is every individual is affected by what they are unaware of.
Right.
So everyday language, if you know about it, it doesn't affect you.
Right.
So it takes these two concepts, and John gives you, and by the way, he's deceased now, what a ripple effect he has created in the world. But this book is so simple. It's got nice little illustrations, and it'll help you understand the doctrine of causism, which we now interpret in. Sorry, I gave my Mace Energy Method book away. To whom I don't know.
Pull it up online because I can probably find it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nice book. It looks almost like this, but I think it's blue and, has the same deal. So everything's about a ripple. All right.
It's not called Upsets and into Positive Energy, is it?
Not Mace. That's what it does. Yeah, but that's a different book. He's got several out. And you can go to maceenergymethod.com.
Okay.
And that will help you as well. So anyway, the Mace Energy Method is the working out of the doctrine of causism. Causism teaches us that you are either the cause in your life,
yes,
or you're the effect in your life. Either you're causing the ripple or you're receiving the ripple. And as we know, those ripples get bigger as they go out. So very, very good reading. And then, whoa, how do I fix this in my life? I hear what John's talking about, but how do I get this straight? Mace Energy Method. Okay. So would you like me to tell you how it works?
Yeah. So I have his, let me just show, because I'm going to ask you to guide me here for a minute.
Sure.
So I have John Mace.
That's him.
Yep. And so looks like this is the library here. We got the books.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's causes. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. You went right to it.
Yep. Emotional health and well-being. And then, but it doesn't show, is there more? So, oh, wait.
Let's see if there's more down there. Okay, so that's just that book. Do me a favor, go back up to the top.
Yep.
And hit home. Go
Hit
all
home.
the way to home. All right, scroll down, see what they got there. Okay, I want to become a practitioner. I want to book a practice. I just want to look around first. Okay, I may have took you to the wrong place.
It's okay. Well, this is the Causism Institute, which is what came up when I looked up John Mace energy method. So is it energy over mind, perhaps? John Mace?
Yes, but this one's actually called Mace Energy Method, and you can get them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap.
So I'm going to go to Amazon and do that. So you go ahead and keep chatting, and I will find the Mace Energy Method and bring it up on the screen in a minute.
Okay. All right. So it's well accepted that human beings are essentially three parts: mind, body, spirit, or we could say soul, because some people get hung up on that. The spirit is the real you. That's the being. The spirit will never die. It is eternal. It is not subject to time because it is eternal. So we all get that. However, John Mace discovered another element to being a human being, not necessarily contained within your person, but it's more of a behavior we have that is absolutely essential to us. And that is creating what's called identities.
Right.
Identities. So right now, the real me is, you can't see the real me. All right. You can't see me, my being, the real me. But you see my body, and you can tell on the screen there, I'm the owner of the Hands of Hope Wellness Center. Obviously, I'm a Mace Energy Method practitioner. I'm a father, grandfather, all these things you read.
Right.
All those are identities. That's not the real me. These are positive identities that I created for my survival.
Right.
Okay. So, I mean, and it goes to everything from how you tie your shoes, how you do math, how you drive. I mean, everything. And you create these on purpose for your survival. Everybody has it. If they ever just sit and look, well, wait a second, I'm a mom, but that's not me. That's just a role I play. Okay.
Right. And so it was interesting because this, I think it may have been Monday, I did a post, just like a 1 minute live about, what identity do you present with, right? And is it furthering you on your path, or is it stopping you on your path? And I think this is where you're going. Correct?
Excellent question. But there's even a little deeper thing that John Mace points out here. So you create those on purpose for your survival. And you ever notice you just fall right into them? Mm-hmm. You don't have to put on your mommy hat.
Right.
My wife hates walking through the mall with me, because everybody that walks by me, I can observe their structure. I can see if they've got adrenal fatigue.
Right.
And it drives her crazy. I go, oh, look, this happened. And I can't.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I actually, even like if I'm looking at somebody on a screen, I can tell you every little last thing that's going on. But okay.
Yeah. So that's your identity, you see. And one of your identities that you created on purpose for your survival, the benefits you the best your life can be. Mm-hmm. But on the other side, there are negative identities.
Yes.
That we accidentally create. And they are non-survival. They actually tear you down, don't lift you up. And It's in negative identities where you can find the source of all, what would say,
Suffering.
depression,
Also, well,
anxiety.
you find the source of all your suffering, right? I mean, like
Yes.
for me, let me go back over 10 years ago. My identity was having bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. Matter of fact, I didn't say I had that. I said I was it, right? So I
Yeah.
was literally speaking it into existence,
Well,
right?
see, that's what the Mace Energy Method does, is it helps you to realize who you really are
Right,
and everything that is superfluous or not you.
right.
Okay. And then you settle that out. So these negative identities, that you fall into those when you get upset, the same way you fall into your good ones.
Right.
So all of a sudden you have some kind of an upset and everything, and you fall a direction. And then when you calm down, you're in control. You say, why do I keep going that way? Why can't I do something else? And all that is a negative identity that is blocking you and taking control of your energy at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we do not have to live like that. We do not have to be victims
Right.
at all. We don't have to be the effect of these things. We can be the cause of every ripple in our life and make it all good ripples.
Going back to the title of the book, Causism.
Yep.
Be a cause in your own life. I mean, I don't know if anybody intended, but that's how I see it.
That's the doctrine. You hit it right on the head. So what we focus on in the Mace Energy Method is negative identities.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to tell you, the only energy they have is what you give them. It's kind of like a car. If the battery wasn't connected to the engine, it'd go flat. But every time you start and that engine runs, it's just charging that battery. So every time we get upset and fall the same direction, we are making that identity, that negative identity, stronger. And it will take over our life at some time if we're not careful, do something about it. So how do we find negative identities now? That's kind of interesting work. And a lot of people call and say, is this woo-woo? I see you're a Christian. Are you going to hypnotize me?
So I get that too. Like, because I use precision sound frequency. Is this woo-woo? No, it's science.
It's sound.
Yeah.
So negative identities can be found in upsets. So we can go in any upset of your life and find all the negativities and discreate them because we create them. See, we don't ever carry whatever happened to us, like the upset, the incident. We don't ever carry that with us. We can't. It doesn't exist once it's over. We can't carry that with us, but we do carry the feelings of it. And that's what we're dealing with in those feelings. And I'll show you how they become negative identities. Okay. So what happens, like when a Mace practitioner says upset, we don't mean what happened or who was there, how long ago it was, how was it a big upset, a little upset? None of that matters. All we're focusing on is how you felt in the upset. That's it. That's the only thing you carry with you. All right. And when a person,
I'm going to pause. So what you're saying is you're not carrying the story around the upset. You're carrying the feeling around the upset,
which pushes you back to the story. That's correct.
And then
that's how it works.
And then it loops. Yeah.
Yep. And so people that are 80 years old going, you wouldn't believe what my mother did when I was 9. And it's like, well, at some point, did you get like 40 and decide maybe I need to do something? But anyway,
time to let it go.
Hey, hit midlife, you kind of grow up.
Yeah.
So what happens in an upset, okay, is there's a worst moment in that upset, that very split second where the bottom drops out. In other words, you're feeling well, and then you feel low. That's the upset. And that's where we work. And every human being, every eternal being knows exactly when that happened.
Yeah, they do.
You got it. So we allow them, we have them close their eyes and stuff. I won't drag you down with a lot of stuff, but they go right to that upset. And what they find in that upset are the negative identities associated with it. And we help them because a lot of times they don't understand. But the ruin of anybody's life can be found in an upset. And it usually consists of two things. One, a feeling you're resisting.
Yes.
You didn't like it.
Right.
You put it down. Okay. And whatever you resist in energy, it persists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You cannot create nor destroy energy. It can only change. So if you have an emotion that's come up, you developed that. Okay. It is there for a reason. So let's pretend I got angry at you right now and I just cursed you out, called you names, spit at the camera. You're leaving. I'm going, whatever. Because I'm mad at you, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm going to send you love back. So they
send me a little heart, send me one of your little birds.
Or this way, I guess.
So when I calm down, when I get back into control, I'm going to have a feeling. And it could be quite a bit of them. Embarrassment, because you are broadcasting. But I would most likely have guilt or shame, right?
Uh-huh.
So there it is. I generated that.
Yeah, you chose it.
Yes, for my survival.
Mm-hmm.
That guilt is there to help me survive. And let me show you how.
Yeah, because I would like to know that part. Like, I know that we choose it, but how are we choosing it for our survival? What would happen if we didn't choose it?
Your being knows. That's why that emotion came up. Mm-hmm. Your being knows it inherently.
Okay.
Innately. There's no thinking about it, figuring it out. Phooey on that. It knows. So I've got my.
Did you just say phooey on that?
On the webcast, yes. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, I also said I'd spit at the camera, so I know. Oh, I can't wait to see the feedback on this. But so here's my guilt. It's energy. It's not just something sitting there like a rock. It's energy, and it's wanting me to do something. Well, what should I do? I should show up on your doorstep, hope you don't shoot me, ask your forgiveness, give you some flowers, tell you I'm so sorry, and try to do my best. And that will flow. You see what happens?
Yeah.
Woo! Even if you don't forgive me, I'm not resisting that anymore. It's just
right. I mean, and the thing is, and what I spoke about in church Sunday is really about self-forgiveness for our imperfections, because every single one of us we are all imperfect, and they can see me, they can see you 50 million times. Yes, we will move the needle on those areas, but then God has a way of saying, we want you to level up on your enlightenment, right? So they'll give you something else to work on. And so we have to become, in my opinion, experts at forgiving ourselves, so then we can then turn around and forgive others.
Yeah, so you're on track there with this energy. So, but what if I resist that guilt instead of let it flow? So now I want you to see what's going on here. I have energy that's directing me to do something, and now I'm putting my energy working against it. I'm against myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you see how these energies come together? The Himalayas, they said that huge mountain range was created by two tectonic plates just shifting toward each other. Really? Right?
Yeah.
Or if you take two snowmobiles pushing snow, they're going to come together and there's going to be a big old snowball there. Right? So here I'm resisting, and I've got an energy ridge built up.
Implodes.
That if I don't do something with it, it becomes a negative identity.
Yeah, and it implodes.
But what it does is it traps your positivity and potential into an energy that is against your survival. So imagine building a fire, and we want to roast marshmallows, and there's no heat coming off the fire.
Right.
That's what it does to our potential. That's why we can't live our dreams and stuff, these negative identities. Okay. And every time you fall into it, it gets stronger. That's it. That's how you get them. That's how you form them. So Bet you want to know how to get rid of them, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to, I want to do a little bit of a deeper dive on the forming because I know that I'm missing a component of that. So if I'm missing a component, maybe somebody who's listening is. So going back, I'll use myself. I'll make up an example. Let's say, well, I don't know. Pick a topic that people oftentimes resist and bury.
I tell you what, let me make this statement, see if it helps you.
Yeah.
Not you, but anyone.
Anyway.
So if I resist that and it builds a negative identity, it's going to create that energy ridge within my psyche, okay, my being.
Yeah.
And every time my attention goes on you,
yes,
your practice, your name, I'm going to have
you're going to have the guilt, or for like, we'll use guilt, right? So every time you think of me, you would have the frequency or energy of guilt that presents itself until you handle the issues. Sorry, I got distracted here. Energy high one says, I need help. So maybe this is going to be a new client for you. So
good. I hope so. And I'm so busy with it, but I keep welcoming them, I promise. So here's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
The identity, the feeling there is guilt, but then the identity is so much more complex than that. Because every time I resist it, there's a new energy I'm pushing toward it and letting it just fall in. And so it becomes very complex, kind of insidious, to be honest. It's way more than just guilt. Guilt would be my core feeling, but there's so much more that comes with it.
I'm getting it. So it's it's almost like this twisting and convoluted energy weave of web of energy. And I'm going to give people an example. And so first of all, we have mirrors wherever we are, right? And everything in the world has consciousness. And one of the things that I learned, and this is, I don't know if this ever come to your consciousness about this, but when I was training under Susan Rossi, Dr. Susan Rossi in Divine Intervention, she explained to us that everything, like literally everything's a mirror. So when we went to do we were doing laundry, I was kind of twisted at the time. And so my laundry came out twisted. So it was a reflection of me, right?
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, and you can start, when you have that awareness, you can start looking at the things around you and see, are they orderly or are they twisted?
Kind of cool. I got to think about that. That's pretty cool. Let me also tell you, there's negative feelings do develop into identities, but there's another part of identities that is so essential for people to know. And this is the source of every negative self-talk, every putting themselves down, calling themselves stupid that people go through. Whenever we get into a situation, a survival situation, you know how your autonomic nervous system kicks in. I've got to survive this. And if your survival is threatened, if something doesn't happen pretty quick, you're going to make a decision to end this. You want to end this situation. You don't want to be in this situation anymore.
I mean, I've been there. I won't lie. So I've been there years ago, right?
And probably all of our listeners as well. So what happens is here you are in a low mood. So the decision you make is going to be low. I mean, can you imagine somebody in a fit of rage making a nice, calm decision? Not at all. So already the decision is going to be low, okay? But then also when you're in a survival situation, your attention fully turns on yourself. You're trying to survive. So what happens eventually is, and it's pretty quick, is that decision you make will be against you as a person.
Right. And so I want to, because there's someone here who's made a comment that they've lost their will to live. And I want to, I feel very compelled to share this. So it was back in 2017. I had just gotten off a disability. And so if you've lost your will to live, for the moment, what my doctor told me, Dr. Michelle Kukla, who is the one who introduced me to holistic health back in 2014, is that this is a moment in time and the energy will pass. The energy always does pass, consistently passes. And so if you're in a situation right now where you feel like you've lost your will to live, what I'd say is give everything to God right now to carry for you, and know that he's got your back and that the energy will pass. I promise you it will pass. I've had the worst moments in my life. Okay. And the energy is thick right now in the universe because there's a lot of change happening. And we're not going to go into what those changes are, but I'm just going to tell you whether you believe in Jesus. You can give it the name of whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you who to pray to, but pray to a higher power and ask God to carry this energy for you until this energy passes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. We were talking a little bit about that earlier. But this decision a person makes, it becomes innate. It becomes a wound that has to be dealt with on an energetic level.
Yes.
And it comes forward like this. This is how it produces or displays. I am what? I am stupid. I am inadequate. I'm a failure. Get this. I get this one all the time. I'm unlovable. Not only unloved, unlovable.
Yeah, I look, I have that identity. I know. So, okay. I mean, these are all the things. And the person who's replying, and forgive me, I need to do this. She says he or she says she's crying now. And I want to just give you a quick thing. Crying is healing. And if you wipe the tears and take the tears and put them in your mouth, it's actually a homeopathic method to get you into homeostasis in a nanosecond. So take those tears, Dolly, and make them work for you. Okay. So
there we go, man. That's something else.
Well, so my friend, Dr. J.R. Hayes, who's a TCM, he has taught me a lot. I have to tell you, Sam, I'm surrounded by greatness. I really am. I am so blessed in so many ways. And so I encourage people, if you're having a bad moment, look at the people that you surrounded yourself with and look at the gifts in your life. Right.
Yeah. You never go wrong with being thankful. You never go wrong with that. That's the attitude we have to survive the way we need to. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you this, I am inadequate. I'm no good. All these things.
Mm-hmm. I'm unlovable, right?
Yes. They really believe that. We really believe those things. And until we get in there and dig that out, it's going to be that way. You're going to fall right into it. Okay. So I want you to know that everything I'm talking about right now, a person creates in their own being. So no matter what someone else does to you, it affects you because of something within your universe. There's something unknown there that's bugging you. See, they're trying to bug you. Mm-hmm. That's not what bothers you. What bothers you is this thing inside that you don't know about that we call a negative identity or an energy ridge. And fortunately, I won't get into any details, but all of that can be handled. And when I say handled, I mean that energy that is tying your positivity and potential down can be discreated. Mm-hmm. You're the author of it. You're the creator of it. Thereby, you can discreate it. Look at that power you have. You discreate that with the help of a Mace energy method practitioner.
Yes.
When that thing is discreated, let me just make this statement and people are going to go, liar, you're not right. That's not true. That can't happen.
It's a cancel. They're going to go, thank you for sharing this.
Yes, there we go. Thanks. That was nice, Sam. You're a good guy. Kind of. Anyway.
Well, I do think, like, here's the thing. I mean, and that's an identity. I mean, the truth of the matter is what you do is phenomenal. And so go ahead and share what that is.
That is when that disc creates, I'm going to use this word, people aren't going to believe it. Permanent.
Yeah.
Permanent. You don't manage that again. You don't tap it out. You don't magnet it out. It's gone.
Yeah, it's actually so gone from the reality, right? Because I remember, I just now finally remembered what you and I worked on, and I can never tap into that anymore.
That good.
Yeah, just so you know, I'm just validating your work, right?
If we ever take your toughest upset, that's usually the one that pops in people's minds first.
Mm-hmm.
And we deal with that feeling that a person's been resisting, and it creates an identity. And we deal with that identity. And then we deal with the identity that says I'm inadequate or whatever their thing is they're telling themselves. They will feel an energy shift immediately. There will be no having to take lessons on how to prioritize, how to do this, how to do that, how to build boundaries. You are free, and you will work by the law of survival. And since you know about these negative identities, they cannot return.
Yeah, it's interesting because since having worked with you, I guess it was it this year or was it last year? Was it earlier this year? March, maybe? I don't remember. No, it was last year, I think.
Yeah.
It was last year.
I think you were saving me there.
Yeah, right. So because of what we chose to clear, I actually don't have in my bandwidth to tolerate certain things, and I just don't do it. And I also don't get triggered by it. I just don't do it.
That's how it works. That's exactly how it works. So let's take the worst upset of your life. Mm-hmm. And we deal with those.
Negotiable. Sorry. It becomes non-negotiable. Yeah.
So we take that worst one and we deal with those two essential elements that are causing that upset to keep carrying forward, keep rattling you, feeling drops. Mm-hmm. When you discreate that, you will automatically feel bigger.
Mm-hmm. Like in your heart.
Like it with Mace, we show you how to kind of relax. We don't do any real big techniques. We just get you to close your eyes and just focus on yourself. Mm-hmm. You'd be amazed what you can find. And I'm not directing you to believe something or draw a picture. There's nothing like that. There's no hypnotism, no suggestion. I'm just asking you questions, kind of a Socrates approach of asking questions and you answer with your innate knowledge. And it's always yes or no. There's no gray area. So when I get a person in, all they have to do to make Mace Energy Method a success for them is two things. One, want to change.
Yeah.
Something about yourself. This is all rattling around in your universe. We're not accepting blame for what someone else has done to you at all. We're trying to deal with that emotion because that's what you're carrying around. So all you have to do is want to change something about yourself. Like I said, mine was procrastination. Okay. So there we go. We got the right attitude. Second thing is just follow me or your practitioner and let them help you. Right. If you sit there and start thinking, well, what's this mean? What's that mean? Blah, blah, blah. You're just wasting your time and money because you're still in the same conundrum that you've been in all these years.
Well, and let me focus on that just for a minute so people understand. So I, for me, how that showed up when I worked with you, I like to control. Wouldn't you say so?
That's another thing. It makes we never evaluate. We never evaluate or judge. So go ahead.
Oh, I just lost my computer. Hold on a second. Can you guys see me still or no? Yeah. Okay. So we, in the past, I liked to control. And as a result of that, when I first wanted to work with you, I had to learn to release control of the situation and let you be the practitioner, because I am also a practitioner, and let you do you, right? And so by letting you do you, I get to self-heal, right? And so for those people who, here, when you're struggling, really the power is in the surrender, not in the control. And that's been a life lesson for me. And I actually even just prayed and released it again, my desire to control things yesterday, because yesterday was 999, September 9th, and 2025 is another 9. So it's a very powerful day to release what doesn't serve us. And so, yeah, I mean, as long, if I wouldn't say, actually, I'm going to frame this differently. When you reach out to Sam, right? Sam Morris, to schedule a session, be willing to let him lead. Okay. Let him take you on a path that's different than what you've had in the past, so that you can co-create with the universe what you're always meant to do. Okay. And whenever you call him, it's perfect timing, because it's always divine timing. Can't be wrong. Right. There you go.
I will tell you also, and this speaks, everything I'm telling you about myself is every Mace Energy Method practitioner. We all feel the same way. And once you're my client, you're my client. And if you ever find yourself getting triggered down the road and you can't shake it, like in a day or something, you call me, you pick up the phone, you have my phone number. And I may be in the middle of a session or something, but as soon as I can, I'm calling you back. Yeah. And we're going to deal with it. We're going to run it Mace style and get that out of your psyche, get that vibration out and let you be more in control. So once you connect with me, I connect with you, and we will never, ever be apart. I've handled emotions going down through Nashville, 80 miles an hour. Don't tell anybody I drove 80. Anyway, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, now do this, do that. How do you feel now? Oh, Sam, thanks. I feel great.
I mean, I've done the same thing where I was helping somebody who had pain, and I'm in the car, and she's like, "I've got pain now." I'm like, "Okay, call me." So and so the thing is that if you can dream it as a possibility, it's yours.
That's right.
Yeah, just claim it.
Let me tell you, the last thing we do in every session it's called experience self. So what we've done through this session is we've released or discreated negative identities that's been tying us down. Mm-hmm. And one of those, they keep flinging off, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger. And people at the end, we have them experience themselves. Now, it needs to be guided a little bit, but they can feel infinite. And they can visualize a dream or a goal, because it's them. It's them. It's not just a mantra or anything like that. It is them. Yeah. And they realize that goal or that dream, and now they know they can do it. So that's the Mace Energy Method. A lot more to it, but I hope that's enough for folks.
Oh, I think it's amazing. I mean, and for those people that want to know more or want to schedule with Sam, the number is scrolling on the screen. However, this does go on to all podcast platforms that don't have a video. Would you kindly share with everybody the best ways to get in touch with you?
All right. Number one, you can email me at handsofhopewellness@yahoo.com. There's that. Also, you can call us. We are area code 256-682-8348. 256-682-8348. Somebody will say, "Hey, I thought you were in Tennessee. That's an Alabama number." It's a cell phone.
Right.
Well, I want to get your text. If you're feeling bad, I want to know about it. Okay, so that's why we do it that way. The mantra, or let me put it this way, the mission statement of the Mace Energy Method is simply this: to assist people to be in control of their lives and live their own dreams.
Right.
That's it. Our mantra where I'm at, it just fits perfect. Our mission statement is to, what is my mission statement?
Well, I just happen, I think, to have I might have your website up. Hold on.
It should say something like having the physical and emotional wellness to enjoy all of life's blessings.
Yeah, having the physical, emotional wellness to enjoy all of life's blessings. Yep, that's exactly it.
You're well, you're going to see blessings you never dreamed of.
Yeah, so let me just show people where to find you. Okay, that's Causism, Hands of Hope. Here we go. There we go. So, friends, this is Hands of Hope Wellness Center, and I encourage you to reach out. You know, and I'm just gonna say this. There's a lot of practitioners you can work with, but if they're not connected to God, you never really know what you're getting. And so, because anything else can filter through if they're not connected to God. And so Sam is a trusted partner of mine, and which is why I brought him here. And so I encourage you that if you want something different than what you have today, reach out to him. He's a blessing. And yes, I count you twice. No?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So I think next week, I think it's next week we have Kay Aubrey Shemaine on.
I love her.
I know.
I love her.
Me too.
I hope to. Well, I'm sure you're going to email me the podcast, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
because I probably won't catch it live. I'm going to be in Amish country.
This is live. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, when Kay is on, I won't be able to watch it live.
Right. Yes, okay. Correct.
Well, next week, I'm going to be in Amish country. I'm going to arrive in Iowa, 10.5-hour drive.
Yeah, I know where that's at.
At 4:00, and I'm going to give Mace through the night. Then starting at 7 in the morning, and I'm going to give 12 MEM sessions. I'm going to be working from 7 in the morning to almost midnight.
Wow.
Doing Mace. My daughter will be doing other modalities that we do, and I'm training my niece as a practitioner, and she'll be doing modalities. So I won't be able to see you live, but I definitely want to catch Kay Shemaine.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yep, she's a friend.
Yeah, she is like you, but in her own space with light. She is so thorough, and she's so committed, and she is the light, and she doesn't really waver from her commitments, right? And I'm not saying that we all don't get hiccups. We all get hiccups. It's how we handle the hiccup, right? It's how we choose to handle things. And like, both of you handle everything with ease and grace,
Well, thank you. Well, we try. I know I try, and I think she may do better than I do, but.
Well, we're not comparing. She probably has good days and bad days, like you have good days and bad days, like I have good days and bad days.
You have bad days?
I know, it's hard to believe.
Well, thank you so much for having me on the podcast.
Yeah, and so we and I will make sure that you get all that, and then so if you want to catch the replay of this, it's already on YouTube, and it will be on Rumble, Spotify. I forget all the different podcast channels, but if there's a podcast channel, it's on it. So and I'll send you the links, Sam. So thank you, everybody, and God bless, and we'll see you next week. Let me end this stream.